Hi there, and welcome to Cooking in Community. For those who don't know me, I'm Tanner Cooper-Risser, and for those of you whose kids may know me, they know me as Mr. Tanner. I'm the SNAP Ed Program Assistant for the Ohio State University Extension Office of Knox County. And if you have any questions, I can be reached at cooperrisser.1@osu.edu. And today I am joined by a wonderful guest, someone many of you may recognize and already know, but I will let Halle introduce herself to you.
Thanks, Tanner. Hi, everybody. I'm Halle Krajensky. I am the program director for the United Way of Knox County. And I am so excited. I'm a mom of 3. I've got some picky eaters, so I'm always looking for new recipes to try with my kids.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us, Halle. Yeah, so I am also a parent of 3. No connection, right? But I have 3 kids myself, and finding meals that the kids like that are easy and quick to make is a great go-to. So today, Halle and I are going to together be making tuna boats. So we're going to demonstrate how to make tuna boats, which are quick, which are easy, and are very affordable for your family as well too. So we're gonna go ahead. I'll stop sharing that, and we will get started. So the very first thing you're going to need is you're going to need a cucumber, right? This is going to serve as our boat. And so you want to make sure you washed and cleaned your cucumber before you get started. And of course, like before you do any type of cooking, you want to make sure you've washed your hands with warm, soapy water. Awesome. So Halle, do we got our cucumber?
We are ready.
All right, awesome. So next, on a clean cutting board, we're going to take our knife and we're going to start by cutting our cucumber in half. So you want it like this.
I'm glad you said that. I was about to go the other way.
Oh, yeah. We will get to that, but we're going to start this way.
Awesome. Okay.
And then from there, we're going to cut it lengthwise, right? We're going to cut it this way. Like so.
Okay.
All right, this next part is a great one if you're making this with the kids, to make it with them. So you're gonna have them get a spoon and you get to spoon out all the seeds, right? And so you don't have to just throw away the seeds. You can either compost them. If you have animals like chickens at home, you could give it to them, or you could also just eat them, right? But you're gonna scoop out the seeds to make your boat.
My chickens love cucumbers.
Oh, awesome.
This will be a great treat for them.
So you just mostly want to get all the seeds out. So you have a nice little boat. And then do that. You do that to both sides and then do the same thing for your other side as well. So then you would end up with 4 little cucumber boats, and you can put those off to the side. The next thing, let me know when you're ready. I don't want to go too fast.
Nope, I'm ready when you are.
Okay, so the next thing, we're going to get 2 green onions, right? And so like so, and we're just going to dice them up pretty small. So it's all about how much you like green onions. You can have them to be big slices, or you can have them to be little slices. But I just like to kind of put them together. They're all around equal length, and just cut them all at once into little dices. So while we're doing this, Halle, what are some tips that you use to help your kids eat things that they're not sure about?
Oh, that's such a great question. So we like to make a game out of trying new foods.
Ooh, okay.
Every time somebody tries something new, they get a drum roll. And it's very dramatic.
Of course, has to be, right?
And they get to decide if usually we do thumbs up, thumbs down kind of thing, if they like it, or if they don't yet.
Okay.
And the big key is trying things, because usually, I don't know about you, but my kids might be intimidated by trying something new.
Sure.
But then as soon as they do, it's like, oh, this is actually really good.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
So yeah.
Do the drum roll, right?
Yes.
And you encourage them to try it. Do you say anything else when you're trying to encourage them to try it?
Ooh, that's a great thing. So, we're very, they're kind of used to trying something new as part of a routine. We might talk about if they need a reminder, because sometimes things look scary, right?
Or smell scary, or
yes, exactly. And so then we just kind of remind them to that's how they learn that they like things.
Yeah.
Because if you've never tried something, if you've never tried mac and cheese, mac and cheese looks kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's exactly what we do. That'll, help us learn that we actually enjoy things. So
that's awesome. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. And I love that you said, like, you have a routine, right, to try different foods, to try new foods. Kids love routines. A lot of adults love routines. So having a routine, expect that is super good. One thing that I like to do with my kids is I do this, in classes too, with your kiddos. I teach them to try to be a part of the 2-bite club, right? So to try at least 2 brave bites. And if they do that, they can be a part of the 2-bite club. And then after they do, even if they didn't like it at all, I like to say, hey, you were so brave for trying that. Thank you for being brave. And now even like when my 2-year-old tries something new, if she doesn't like it, she'll give it back to me and say, but I was brave, Daddy. I was brave. So
that's so awesome.
Encourage kids. Yeah. Thank you. All right. So next we're going to get some tuna. So this is going to be the main source of protein for our tuna boats, right? So we're going to get some nice tuna. You want to get, chunk light, and you want it to be in water, right? We don't want it. A lot of times you'll see tuna canned in vegetable oil or oil. If we can, we want to avoid that and get it canned in water. And if possible, if you can get it to be low sodium, that's even better. But if it's in oil, or even if you couldn't get the low sodium, what we're going to do next is we're going to get a colander, right? And we're going to put it in the sink, and we're going to drain all of the liquid out of our tuna.
Yes. Now I'm doing this video in my office, so I have pre-drained the in the sink.
And then you're going to kind of, for the next step, you're going to want to keep the tuna in the colander for a second before you add it to your bowl that you're going to be mixing in. And the reason for that is you're also going to be getting some great northern beans. And you're going to want to drain that liquid as well too. You can drain it right over top the tuna, as long as you don't put all the beans in it. You're just going to drain the liquid and then put the beans in a separate bowl, right? It's okay if the liquid gets on top of the tuna, because we're going to rinse that, and the beans and the tuna are eventually going to be together. So that's okay.
Awesome.
The liquid without dropping any beans as much as possible. And you can also reverse these steps. And if you put the beans in the colander first, you can rinse them off to get any extra sodium off of it. It's just another way to make it a little bit healthier. And then you'll add your beans to the bowl that you're going to be mixing everything in. So into a large bowl, like so. I know I'm going pretty fast, so sorry about that.
No, you're great. This is perfect.
All right. And so after we've added our beans, so ideally you want to use any type of white bean, right? So we're using Great Northern beans today, but you can also use cannellini, anything that's white, because you want it to kind of blend in with your tuna. You want it to be like a sneak attack for your kids with the beans, especially if they think they don't like beans, even though they probably do.
So this is the place of typical mayonnaise, is that correct?
What's that? Yeah, so instead of using mayonnaise, we're using beans, which give you a lot of fiber, give you a lot of protein, super good for you. Next, you can either use a fork or a potato masher, or food safety gloves. You can use your hands. I love to use my hands for this. This is a great sensory activity for the kids to do too. and you're just going to mash down all of your beans. So you can use a fork, you can use a potato masher, you can just squeeze it. You know, it's important that you use gloves if you're doing this, or make sure your kids' hands are super clean.
Right. But
you want it to be all mashed up, so you can't really see the beans, and it's just like kind of looks like refried beans, but without the frying and the cooking, right?
Right.
But again, I think this is super fun to do, especially if I'm like super stressed out or having a busy day. Just
right.
Put on some gloves and punch down some beans.
My kids would totally get into this.
And it's good for like what you're the sensory motor skills and all of that as well.
Right.
And you know, one thing I found with getting kids to try new foods is the more that you can get them in the kitchen with you, helping to make it, the more likely they're going to be to want to try it.
Yes, absolutely. It's amazing how they take pride in making things.
Absolutely, yes. Just like all of us adults do, right? Like it's
right.
more satisfying when we have the time to be able to make it ourselves and know exactly what's in it.
Yes.
I'm going to change out my glove real quick. How's your beans looking?
They are coming along. They're
what?
I'm trying to think of the word to describe this. It definitely makes it creamier. I'm shocked.
It makes it creamier, so kind of gives it like a pasty kind of look to it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. From there, when you're ready, you can go ahead and add the tuna in as well. If you're still mashing, that's okay.
Are you gonna mix it all together?
Yep, and then we'll mix that together.
All right, there goes nothing.
And again, this is another great step that kids can do, right? Even if you're not comfortable with kids measuring things, everybody can mix it around. It might get a little messy, right? Depending on how their hand-eye coordination is, but cooking with kids gets messy, and that's half the fun.
Absolutely.
And then when you do dishes and clean things up at the end, have the kids be involved with that. It's a great family bonding time as well. So you want it nice and mixed in like so.
I'm making a mess.
And you can use, oh, that looks perfect. You can use any type of beans too with this. So I've made this once with black beans. It just gives it a different color, more darker color as well too. So just thinking about what kind of colors your kids would be used to and would be more likely to try. So the color and the texture are huge factors to consider when trying to get your kids to try new things.
Right.
All right, then we're gonna take a lemon like this. And if you don't have a lemon, but you have lemon juice, you could use that as well. But first we're just gonna rub it together like so, or you could rub it on a table.
I want to roll these.
Yeah, we're rolling it because we're gonna be zesting this and juicing it, right? So this helps for the juice portion when we get to that. But before we juice it, we're gonna take a grater and we're just going to zest it or grate it on the smaller pieces to get small little pieces into our tuna mixture. So we're gonna do right over the tuna mixture. It goes straight in. You don't have to dirty another dish. And this adds some nice lemon flavor. Lemon is also great because it helps mask the smell of tuna. So if you're not into the tuna smell, it helps take some of that away.
There's an immediate fresh smell with this.
Absolutely. Yeah, because a little bit ago, all I could smell was tuna, and now I smell the lemon. And I just kind of go around the whole lemon a couple times, right? This is more of a matter of preference and smell and taste. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but it is important that you make sure you washed the lemon before you do this.
Absolutely.
And a lot of the fiber is in the skin of your fruits and your veggies. And so by zesting this lemon, you're adding more fiber along with the fiber you get from the beans.
Awesome.
All right, once you've zested it a little bit, get all the amounts you want. Sometimes I get, the zest stuck to the bottom. I like to just kind of scoop that off too. Put that in the sink. And then we're just going to slice the lemon in half and juice the liquid in as well too. Again, if you don't have a lemon and you're using lemon juice, you'd use about a tablespoon of lemon juice and you just wouldn't have any zest, which is fine. You're just having a little bit less fiber and lemon flavor. This is, again, another thing that kids can do because, especially if they're a little anxious or having a rough day, just invite them to squeeze that lemon juice in.
What a difference it makes when you roll and squeeze the lemon ahead of time.
Absolutely. You want to talk more about that difference? What do you notice?
Well, there's nothing more frustrating than a lemon that's like hard as a rock.
Yes.
And you squeeze it, nothing comes out.
Yes.
And it's just a big thing when you realize how much juice is like hidden in there.
Yeah. And if you're wanting your kids to do the squeezing and it's hard as a rock, they're just going to get frustrated, maybe throw it on the ground. They're not going to be about it.
Absolutely.
Yep. And so next, if you haven't yet, you're going to take your diced green onions and you're going to add that to your mixture.
Okay.
And then we're just going to take some oil. I'm using olive oil today, but you can use vegetable oil, canola oil, whatever type of oil you're using. A lot of these oils are healthy fats. But we want to avoid different solid fats like, butter, right? We also want to avoid coconut oil, even though oil's in the name. And a lot of time that's super trendy to be like a healthy thing right now. It's a solid fat. And so it's not as good for our heart.
I did not know that.
Yes, many people don't. And a little bit of oil is not going to hurt anybody. But, because when you see it, it's in that solid form, it's still more of a saturated fat and not as good for your heart.
Interesting.
So we're just going to do a tablespoon of oil, sprinkle that in. And we're going to get some mustard or Dijon mustard. I prefer Dijon, but it's whatever your preference is, whatever you have on hand.
Yes.
A tablespoon of that as well. I'm going to make sure you shake it. Otherwise, you get the liquid and nobody wants that.
So tuna has a lot of heart benefits as well, correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, the tuna is very good for your heart. It's great for protein. It also has omega-3 fatty acids, which are super, not only good for your heart, but they're really good for your brain, right?
Right.
So that's just a great way to help your brain, your heart, getting protein, which is good for your muscles, so all the things. And then you just mix it all together.
I love how this looks like a typical tuna salad.
Yeah.
I'm a creature of habit, so I, anticipate the kind of mayonnaise looking thing, and I love that it looks just like that without.
Absolutely. And if you want to add some dairy into this, if you want more of that mayonnaise look, you could put about a half cup of non-fat yogurt or Greek yogurt in. That's a great substitute for mayonnaise or a great substitute for sour cream, where other recipes call for that.
Yeah.
That gives you a lot of protein, gives you lots of calcium.
It's amazingly creamy.
So you can obviously just eat it like this. If you like tuna sandwiches, you could put this on some whole wheat bread and eat it as a sandwich. Or you can take your little boat that you made.
Okay.
And take a little spoonful of it and put it into your boat.
Right inside the boat.
And then voila, we've got our little tuna boats.
So fun. Okay, should we try this?
Absolutely. Right, you're gonna try it?
Yes, I'm gonna cut this off though. Okay, cheers.
Cheers. You like it?
Mhm.
Good. Awesome. Yeah, so this is, especially if you like using tuna, a quick and easy thing to make for your family, to make with your family. The best part is if you, is the only thing that like needs to be eaten right away is that tuna boat you made. So you can make a whole bunch of this tuna mixture. You can put a lid on it, put it in the fridge. You can keep it for about a week, and then you can use it throughout
Awesome.
in different ways as well too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. My kids would totally eat this.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad to hear it. So do you have anything else, any questions or things you want to add for our viewers today, Halle?
Not that I can think of, but I appreciate you cooking with me. This is so exciting.
Yeah,
Love
yeah.
that it's cooking, love that it's easy.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to go share it with everybody in my office now.
Oh, absolutely. I hope they love it. Thanks again for joining. And if people want to reach out to you, if they have questions about about the tips that you shared or how your kids like the recipe, what's the best way they can reach out to you?
Absolutely. So you can reach me via email. My email is Halle, Halle, at uwaynox.org.
Awesome. Thank you, Halle. Thanks again for joining. And so just a reminder for everyone, I'm Tanner Cooper-Risser. I'm here with Halle Krajensky. I'm the SNAP-Ed Program Assistant for the OSU Extension Office of Knox County, and Halle is with United Way. And we are so glad you could join us today. If you like today's recipe and want to find more healthy, affordable, easy to make recipes that fit your budget, you can check out our website at celebrateyourplate.org. If you have any questions for me, you can reach out to me at cooperrisser.1@osu.edu. And if you'd like to know anything else about the wonderful programs we offer at the OSU Extension Office, you can check out our other website at knox.osu.edu. Thanks so much for watching today's video. I hope you make this recipe. I hope you and your kids love it. And we hope you'll join us again in our next video of cooking in community. Bye now.